I just heard the most inspiring and touching and brave and amazing, stupefying story from Easy Now. And I'm gonna put his video in the description because after watching that whole 19 minutes, trust me, it's worth it because it'll teach you something about other people's lives, not just yours, and you may think that your life sucks or that it's great. It'll just teach you how to just respect people and not to do stupid things to other people and hurt other people. So, what's up guys, I'm KELLS, and I love making serious commentaries, of course, and that's why this is one of them. I literally just finished watching Easy Now's My Life with Epilepsy, and I watched the whole thing. Like, normally I wouldn't watch like an hour of, or even 20 minutes of a video, but I'm really into this, so I really watched the whole thing, including the gameplay. And I left a really great long comment, and hopefully you guys will too, so please check him out and watch that whole video. This video really inspired me to talk about even just my complications with being in fights and stuff, and hold on. There, threw my phone on my bed. Just had a lot of cookies too. My life, man, I've gotten into about a total of 3 fights only, and I'm not gonna be like really specific and tell you like if I won or if I lost. And I remember back then people would ask me that question, but all the time, like, people when they get into fights, they leave out a question that should be asked, like, are you okay? Like, you know, it's simple. Are you okay? Not because you got your ass beat, but because you made a decision to actually go through with a fight. A lot of people fight because they gotta show that they're strong and they're not wimps or something, even for girls. And it's just sad that people have to pretend that they're tough and be someone that they're not, especially a trait, being tough, that is used incorrectly. So if you want to be brave, don't fucking fight somebody, because that's just using that trait incorrectly, and it makes you just not, that's just not right. It makes you seem like you're just a phony, okay? And then here I remember, this sticks to me all the time, just like how Barry, he always remembers, you know, the fight that had happened. And I remember a specific person who has basically haunted my thoughts of ever being petrified or like ever getting hurt in or even not even just that though. It really wasn't that, but it was mainly because it was bothersome to have somebody daily or even weekly, monthly, or even from time to time, sporadically, they show up in your lives, whether it's through the internet or in person, and they just want to fuck with you. And I remember this one girl who was 5 years older than me, okay? And she messed around with me because I was in middle school. I was a 7th grader, and I used to date this guy, so it's kind of like the same situation as Barry, but the guy told his new girlfriend after me that I cheated on him because he saw me talking to a boy in front of my middle school. And I told him straight up through the text, or not the text but the phone, because I didn't have texting at the time. I called him and said, hey, don't come visit me because my aunt is actually here to pick me up really early. And you know what? I wasn't lying. She actually was. And in the meantime, I was talking to the guy who was a friend of mine that I met through basketball. And he saw me from like a distance and automatically assumed I cheated on him. And supposedly I, quote unquote, ruined his life during that time. And he thought I cheated on him, but I didn't. And so he tells and mourns to his, not mourns, but he shows empathy and compassion to this new girl, because, you know, when you have somebody else come into your life after you've gone through a horrible breakup, or you got cheated on, or something bad happens that makes you feel bad, and you let it out to somebody, that brings you closer to that person. And so they dated, and what happened was this girl started messing around with me, sending me like messages on AOL and saying stuff like, you better watch your back, you hurt somebody really close to me. And I'm like, who? I can't ever remember me ever purposely hurting anybody in my life. Like, everybody likes me. As cocky as that sounds, I'm not a type of person that many people will meet and not like, okay? There are people who are like that, but I'm not one of them. And so it was just really weird that she didn't know me and she automatically hated me because of what the guy told her. And it's understandable, I know. But when I was in middle school, you know, we got into this fight, like physically, because she wanted to, like, and I was stupid enough to go with it because she promised that she would stop bugging me if we fought. And you know, the fight went down. And she told me, after this day, don't think about me, or if you see me, don't even look at me, don't talk to me, this and that. And I was like, okay, fine. Like, I don't even want to talk to you anyways. Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even want to go through with this in the first place. It's just stupid. Of course, that's me saying this now, looking back, of course. But back then, I was in my head saying, I'm going to beat your fucking ass because you've caused me some trouble that I don't like or want. And that's in a lot of people's minds, that you guys are just like, why the fuck are you even bothering me? It's pissing me off, and I think I will fight with you. That happens, I understand. But even after that day, a couple months later, she would come back, and like sometimes she saw me on the bus station waiting for a train, and she would pull my hair and be like, why are you talking shit? She would find a new excuse to mess with me. And I gotta say, for my whole high school life, that's what she did. She even threatened to come to the front of my school to like fight with me or something, and that never happened. But of course that leaves somebody petrified, as Barry said. It's scary to have the feeling that somebody in this world actually wants to harm you that bad because of something you didn't do. And it's a fucked up feeling. I'm sure all of us have experienced or has experienced something like this, or you might. And that's why I want to talk about how like I got through with not being scared of this girl anymore, or not being bugged anymore. And it's hard, I know it is. I was a teenager back then when this all happened. But truth is, you gotta let time just go by, because if it weren't for time, like if I just, let's say, killed myself because of that, then I wouldn't have ever learned from it right now. I wouldn't have feel very strong, and strong in the sense that I wasn't afraid of any human being, regardless of how you talk to me, regardless of how you treat me. Because we are human beings, okay? You don't have special powers. That person does not have special powers to hurt you, okay? The only power that they have is maybe their height and weight, their physical appearances, and who they know and what they say. And anybody, I'm going to tell you straight up, anybody can act the way they do and scare some people and beat some people up. Truth is, they're just doing that because either they just have something against you and they don't like it, and they're an angry person, so that they want to, you know, start something. They want to hurt you, and they want to, like, make themselves feel better. And it's true. It's very true. But in the end of the day, like, when they get older and they look back at it, they'll realize and admit that they're a dick. Because anybody that does anybody or anything, I mean, not anybody, anybody that does anything to somebody to hurt them physically or even emotionally and mentally, it will mess them up later on too and regret it. Or if they don't, then they're just a dick, and that means you should stay away from them. But what you can do to avoid getting into fights and to avoid being bullied or anything like that of the sort, and it will come even if you try your best to avoid it, what you can do is to be yourself and be nice. If you be nice, friendly, of course don't fake it, okay? You will learn to be nice maybe someday if you get beat up, or it's the experiences that we go through that make us nice or mean. But if you are a kind of a mean person, you're listening to this and you think it's complete bullshit, and you want to beat somebody up and you like to fight, then okay, one day I hope you get your ass beat and you'll learn to be nice, because that happens. It's how it is. I used to be mean too, until this whole thing happened. And I realized nobody deserves to feel like this, so why should I make people feel like that? So getting into fights, avoid it by standing up for yourself, even though that seems like that would get you in more trouble. But stand up for yourself in the fact that you tell them straight up in a conversation, like, you know, verbal, and you say, you know what, I think this is completely crazy and not nice that you are bullying me and you are acting very immature and you want to get into a fight. Whoa, cookies, god dang it. You just tell them straight up how you feel. And if they don't listen to you, walk away. And if they try to hurt you or whatever, or if there's a group of people, seriously, you gotta get an adult. Like, that sounds weird. Or never walk alone by yourself after school. Always have friends, and if they're true friends, they'll back you up. So, lesson learned, right? I mean, don't get into fights because it doesn't prove anything. I mean, it may prove that you're an angry asshole who just likes to hurt people because you're hurt yourself emotionally. So, it's not nice to fucking go around and trying to hurt people and make them feel bad and have this memory for the rest of their life, or even a permanent disability like Barry. And that's just fucked up. Like, if I knew who those people were picking on Barry and I was his friend at that time, I'd definitely back him up. I don't give a crap if you're in a gang or if you're like super whatever and you're like lethal. You're gonna get locked up. And like, you just don't mess with people like that. Even if they are super lethal like that, seriously, take your friend, walk away, or go back inside the school and tell the principal or anything that will get you safe. Don't ever feel like, oh, I'm going to be a snitch and a pussy if I do that, or there'll be greater consequences. That's not true. There will be a consequence for them, but not for you. You are doing the right thing, okay, for going to the authorities or to an adult, or even to your friend who will definitely help you. So don't ever be afraid of people because we're all human beings. They don't have superpowers to harm you, okay? Even though sometimes they might have weapons or something, but trust me, if they hurt you, they can go to jail for a long time. And let's see if they want to do that. Alright, if you have any problems, really, I'm here for you, and let's talk about it. So, Barry, you're an amazing person for going through that, and I'm so pissed that you got it that way, your disability. I would do anything to slap those fucking bitches for you if I could. I really would, like, stick my dick in their ear and through their brain and, like, break it and rip it, whatever, and through the other ear, and so they'll never hurt you again. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's how I feel. Thank you so much. Peace.